I've made the most fun team comp in Honkai Star Rail. The team consists of an egotistical egghead who sells his e-boy bathwater for jades and still thinks it's the 1970s and okay to throw chalk at his students, all while accusing them of being saucy bakas. A Dami mommy with a rope fetish who stomps the enemy's health bar and dignity with her ult spam, skill, dot damage, and Mac 10. A businesswoman with some great assets who will be too busy with work to contribute much, but will occasionally get off the phone to call your enemies poor while shooting them with a gun, letting her little piggy do all the heavy lifting. And lastly, a tender mom to give you a teddy bear and warm hug after the other three members are done crushing every ounce of self-respect you have. And together they make a team I like to call Down Bad Follow-Up, otherwise known as DB Fuck You for short. Also, alternatively, you could run a short pink-haired tsundere who will tell you your future is duller than a batteryless flashlight and then yell at you to get back to work. Or if you believe the best form of defense is a good offense, you could run the one-chord wonder who put you on a leash and now neglects you like the rest of her pets. Now you may be thinking to yourself, a triple DPS team comp, this can't possibly be meta. And to that I only have one thing to say. You ever met a woman before? You know what? I'll spare you the embarrassment. Don't answer that. If you're concerned with meta in a game about spending money on hot anime characters, we all know the answer to that anyways. Anyway, I hope you brought your wallet, because this team isn't named Down Bad Follow-Up for no reason. As to consistently get the 6 debuffs for Dr. Ratio's passive, you're going to need Kafka's Light Cone, Topaz's Light Cone, and either Topaz's E1 and or Kafka's E1. Between Topaz's Proof of Debt, her Light Cone and her E1, Kafka's Dot, her Light Cone Dot, and her E1, and Dr. Ratio's Effect Res, you'll have a total of 7 debuffs you can reliably put on the enemy. In this team comp, Natasha will be using her auto attack to build skill points and using her ult to heal. Topaz will mainly be here to build skill points with her auto attack and to buff follow-up attacks for your team with her Proof of Debt. Dr. Ratio will be your main source of damage. And Kafka will be here to apply debuffs to do a moderate amount of damage and to proc Numby to go more often. The point of this team comp is to overwhelm the enemy with multiple sources of damage and constant follow-up attacks before Natasha runs out of healing and can't keep your team alive any longer. Now I'm going to take this team into MOC 11 first half since it has Imaginary and Lightning weakness, and I'll show you what this team could do. You'll want to use Topaz's technique, Dr. Ratio's technique, and then Kafka's technique to get the best start. This is a skill point neutral team, so I'd recommend hitting the target with Proof of Debt already on it, as you're going to want to save your skill points to use on Natasha when your team gets low and needs healing and you don't have her ultimate. As you can see, we already have a 100% chance to hit this target because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debuffs already up on the enemy. So he'll already have his 15% crit rate and 30% crit damage ready to go.
Answer me. 0 points.
At times like this, when someone's CC'd and low on health, I recommend using one of your skill points to heal them up and get them out of the CC.
Thanks. You're too.
As you can see at this point, going into part 2, we have no skill points. If you're ever in a situation like this and need more skill points, I recommend auto-attacking with Kafka when needed to have a skill point positive turn and build up more skill points for your healing. Ideally, your Kafka and Topaz are faster than your Dr. Ratio, so that way they can put up their debuffs before you get to go. Again, already at the start of round 2, we have a 100% chance to hit Jeopard for this follow-up attack with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debuffs again.
Answer me.
Every time your team is low like this, I recommend just using Natasha's ultimate
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
and then just going back to using your auto attack on her to build skill points.
May as well kill them all.
Remember, when using this team comp, your skill points are your lifelines. You won't be able to get any back without sacrificing a lot of damage by auto attacking with Kafka or Dr. Ratio.
Test. 0 points.
Suppress. Caution. Subdue. Knowledge
As you can see, the main point of this team comp is to break the enemy shield quickly and drain their life quickly with repeated follow-up attacks from Kafka, Numby, and Dr. Ratio. But the enemy is also taking chip damage from Kafka's skill, ult, and dots.
Say bye to
Dr.
breathing.
Ratio will also always have a 100% chance to follow-up attack, and with a higher investment Kafka and Topaz, will also have his full passive 15% crit rate and 30% crit damage from 6 debuffs.
Answer me.
That'll
Times like this might be a little scary, where one of your teammates gets really low, but with Natasha on an energy regen rope and speed boots, you can often get her ult back before anyone will die.
stand still.
And that's floor 11 first half, with 26 cycles remaining and everyone's still alive. If you found this quick guide helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you'd like more helpful advice, I offer free account reviews live on Twitch most nights starting at 9 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/MaddieJo.